Hey scholars, it's Mrs. Jasnica, and we're back with another Draw With Me challenge. This week, we're going to be drawing a holiday wreath together. What you'll need for this project is a paper, a pencil, and something to color with, like markers, crayons, or colored pencils. All right, let's go back to the art room. All right, kindergarten through second grade, we are going to be working on a holiday wreath together. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that our paper is in the correct position. We are going to have our paper horizontal like this. That means going sideways, not like this. All right, now that we have our paper in the correct position, I just noticed a little pencil mark over here. Let me erase it. There we go. We are going to be drawing a circle for the outer part of the wreath. So we want this to be pretty big. Now, there is one thing that would help draw the circle. So if you want to, you can use something circular in your house, like for example, a bowl that you can trace around, or you can use vitamins, or something in your house that's circular shape to make the wreath. I also have this shape right here. So I have these Crayola markers, and if I put them down, I can make the circle shape following around this. So I'm going to be using this. Actually, you know what? Let me not use it, only because then it'll be easier for you guys to see. So I'm just gonna freehand my circle, but if you have something big enough in your house, you can stop the video right here and go grab it so that you can make your circle shape nicer. You don't have to do that. If you want to just freehand your circle like I'm gonna do, that's fine. Now, here is the center of the paper. We want to make a circle that goes around the center of the paper. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be right in the center, but we're trying to stay inside the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the top like I usually do. And I'm making a curved line and then turning my paper. Making a curved line and then turning my paper. And I'm going to keep doing this until I get back to where I started. There we go. That's pretty decent, I'd say. If you have something else that you use to trace, that's perfectly fine too. Now, we're going to be doing a circle on the inside. And then this will be the wreath, and then the inside will be blank. So just to show you how you could use something to trace with, I'm going to use this mug because the bottom part of the mug is very small and it'll be perfect for right in the middle. So I'm going to try to center this near the middle. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We want to try to make it look nice though. And I'm going to hold it down like this. I don't want it to move. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to go in a circle around my mug or whatever you're using. So see, this actually looks worse than the circle that I did, but that's okay because at least I know that the shape is a circle and now all I have to do is fix it. So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to try to make it look a little bit nicer. Now for you guys, if you're using something to trace, you can turn your paper while you're tracing and that'll make it a lot easier to make a circle. I like to turn my paper while I'm making a circle shape because it helps me be able to make the line, and I always draw the line toward myself, so I draw going this way toward me. All right, so here is the general shape of our wreath. This is going to be the green part of the wreath, and then we have to decorate it. And we're also going to add a little bit of jagged lines around the outside, but we'll work on that last. There's my cat again, because why not? Gotta go, Kai. There we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do to decorate our wreath is we're going to add a little bow at the bottom. So our bow is going to have a little circle near the bottom. So under this circle, it's going to be right around between here. It could be bigger than mine or smaller. It's up to you how big you want it to be. And this is going to be the knot of our bow. Now we're going to add a C shape on this side to be part of the bow. So what I'm going to do is at near the top of the circle, I'm going to make the letter C like that. And now we want to do the same thing on this side. So this time it's going to be backwards. We're going to go out and back in. Now if yours is bigger or smaller, that's okay. The size isn't really that important. And if you want to add a little bit of detail, I add like a smaller C on the inside, like this, to kind of look like my bow is folded. Now, if you're in kindergarten, you can leave the bow like that. If you're in first or second grade, or, if you're in kindergarten and want to do a little bit extra to make yours look nicer, you can add a line coming from right in the middle of the circle and going down like this. And then a line coming down like this, so it looks like an upside down V. And then we're going to make the ends of the bow. So we're going to do a line coming this way and a line coming this way. So a V. And then this looks like an L, and this looks like a backwards L. And now we're going to connect these two back up to the top. So make sure you have this V shape and then these two lines going out. And now from here, this corner, we're going to go up until we hit the fold of the bow. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So from this corner, we're going to go up until we hit the bow. And that's our completed bow. And like I said, if you're in kindergarten, you did not have to do that extra piece. That is up to you if you wanted to. Now we have all this area and there's nothing there. So we have to add ornaments. So to add ornaments, we can use the basic shape of a circle. And you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. So we're going to start off with an easy shape of a circle like this. And you can leave it like that if you want, or you can add a little rectangle on top to make it look even more like it's a real ornament, because ornaments have this little plastic part right on top. Sometimes it's metal, and that helps hold the ornament onto anything that it's on, like a tree, or in this case, a wreath. And now we're gonna go and do that a couple more times. We need at least 5 decorations on here. I'm gonna be doing these circle shapes to look like ornaments. Now we want to try to keep them around the same size. We don't want some ornaments to be humongous and some super small. I think that might look weird. So I'm trying to keep the same size. They don't have to be perfect, and you can see this isn't a perfect circle, but that's okay. Oh, this is not cute. Let me fix that. There we go. And then I'm going to turn my paper and do one more over here. So that's my 5, but there's still plenty of space. So if you want to do more than 5, you can. I'm going to add the little rectangle or square on top. I'm gonna show, well, kindergarten can do it too, but I'm gonna show another example that you guys can use as an ornament shape. So to make a different type of ornament, you can make what looks kind of like a sideways C shape or a parentheses. And then you can make another C shape going like this. And let me fix that because they didn't connect. And this can be a different type of ornament. So they look like our leaf shape, but it's not a leaf, it's an ornament. And see, I drew really dark, so when I erased, you can still see it. And then you can just make the little square shape on the top, and that can be its own ornament. And I'm gonna do another one, let's see, right around, maybe here. So again, let's start with the left side this time. We're gonna make a C shape. You can also say it looks like a parentheses. And then we're gonna make another one on this side. And then we're gonna make that, it looks kind of like an upside down U, but it's also like a square on the top. So you're just going like this, and like this. And that can also be another shape. So there's all kinds of different ornaments that you can put around the tree. I'm gonna do one very challenging one. I would not recommend this for kindergarten, but let me show you how you can do it. I'm gonna do it right here because I have space. So we're gonna start off with the letter W. We're gonna make a star. So here is my W. That seems simple enough, right? But here's where it gets challenging. Then we're going to be making a line going out like this. Oh, I messed up. Let me fix that. And then we're gonna make a line going out over here. Why am I making these lines so ugly? Sheesh. And there's my cat again. Get down. And now we're gonna come back in like this. So 2 straight lines and a cat. And then we're going to make an upside down V. Now it's not perfect, but that is an easy way to make a star. And that can be an ornament also. So I'm going to make a star the way that I normally make a star, so you can see that. But to me, this is the easiest way. So make a W, 2 lines going out, then 2 lines coming back in, and then an upside down V. Now here's how Miss Jasnica normally makes a star. So I start off with the top line, then I come out, then I come back in, then I come down, then I come in. So I do it the hard way. There we go, and that's my star. So again, you can see that I'm filling up the paper with all kinds of different designs for ornaments, and you can put as many as you want, but I would recommend at least 5 or it's gonna look a little bit boring. Okay? Now that we have most of the shapes down, we're going to add a couple of little zigzags on the side because a wreath is made out of leaves, so, or pine, or, you know, some kind of greenery, and we want it to look realistic. So we're gonna be adding some lines that go out like this. So all we're doing is they look kind of like maybe a sideways V shape. I'm gonna do that slowly for you guys to see. So I'm making a line going out, and then a line going back in, a line going out, and then it's going back in. And you can do these closer together or farther apart. See, so I'm making, they kind of look like triangles too, but I say they look more like the letter V. And then I'm just going around and I'm putting them all over so that it doesn't look like a straight circle anymore. Now I'm going to do that on the inside. Kindergarten, you don't have to make a lot of those because, you know, it's not really necessary, but I think it's going to look more real if you do it. Now I'm gonna do the inside. We're just making some little, they look kind of like teeth, don't they? And we're just gonna go around and put these little V shapes. Now, you can go back and erase the little lines there. Or when you color it in, just make sure you color those little zigzags green also. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna erase just yet all the way around, because what I'll do is when I outline it, I'll erase, but I just wanna show you what it'll look like. So you can see here I erased that circle and I just have the line going out and back in and out and in. And that's gonna look like this is green and so are these little jaggedy things. Okay, so that's what we want ours to look like when we finish. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this colored in together. I am going to start by outlining, and then after I outline, then I will start coloring. right, scholars, so I have finished my artwork, and as you can see, I colored the entire picture. I did not leave any white except for these little circles that are supposed to be the shines on some of my ornaments. So I colored my wreath green, and I added a little bit of dark green with a different marker to show the little lines that's inside of the leaves or the pine tree pieces for this. And I also added a little bit of designs in the background so that I wouldn't leave it just one plain color. Now, of course, the background for you guys could be any color you want, but I wanted to make sure that I used the two colors for this holiday, red and green. And these two colors are also complementary colors, which I know kindergarten has not heard this word, but complementary colors are colors that look really nice together and make each other pop. So, I would like to see what you guys are working on so that I can give you a grade. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you back in the art room.